everyone, and welcome this evening to the How to Get Happy and Stay Happy channel. I'm Steve Surridge, Mr. Happiness 2000, and tonight's topic is how to get optimistic about your future. Okay, this is the first time that we're going live on StreamYard, and we're going out to 3 destinations. Let me just make sure that we are going out to those destinations. We are. Let me know if you can hear me okay, please. You should be able to. Those of you who are, we're going out to on YouTube and also to Facebook groups. Let me just, the big thing is, if you're on Facebook, we need to, if you want to talk with us, you need to click the link. If you go to the top of where the video is playing, and what it says at the bottom of the screen, if you can hit that link, accept StreamYard, and then refresh the page, then when you send me a message, I will know it's you. Okay, so right. Okay, this is exciting. This is the first time. So the purpose of this is to so the first 40 minutes, 35 minutes to 40 minutes will be me talking about the concept and philosophy of how to get optimistic. And then we do some exercises as well. So it's not just me talking. Me just talking about this would be boring. It's so important that you that this teaching becomes immersive, that you experience and benefit the results of this work straight away while I'm talking to you, and then you know what to do afterwards. You can run off and start improving your own personal mental health and getting more and more optimistic about your future. So let's start with the comments. We've got some comments coming in. Fantastic. Thank you, Jeffrey. You can hear me. You can hear. There you go. Look, these people are on the YouTube. This is fantastic. On the last time I checked, we had 383 people signed up to. Wow. Okay. More of you. Hello, everyone from Gabrielle. Yeah, we had 383 people signed up to watch this, which is fantastic. So Zoom normally only takes 100 people maximum. And we had more than that on the last show. So we've moved to StreamYard. But hopefully you can see already it's a more positive and more higher quality streaming platform. So let me know where you're coming in from, where you're streaming in from. That would be fantastic to see. Wow, I can see all your comments on my YouTube straight away. That's brilliant. Let me know and tell me where you heard about this from. I know we got a lot of people on the meetup group, which is fab. Germany, Carl is coming in from Germany. UK, that's what I like, is coming in from the UK. Carl from Germany. So we've gone international with this, which is just amazing. I did not expect this when I started this this channel. On YouTube, coming through YouTube. Yep, some people heard about this through Meetup. That's fantastic. We got Gabrielle from Belgium. Okay, so the philosophy that I teach is basically the Abraham-Hicks philosophy. Do let me know. So I've just seen Adam Satchwell's message. Let me share these messages with you because I can do that now. It has been an amazing day. Yeah, definitely. I was out. I went to an interactive, immersive Doctor Who exhibition in central London today, and I met Davros, the Dalek leader, which was really scary. Jeffrey's coming in from Croydon. Yeah, no, fantastic. It's so good to interact with you. That's what the internet's about. Better than boring television where someone's just talking at you. But what I've lost myself now. So how many of you have heard of Abraham-Hicks? Because that's the philosophy that I teach. It changed my life. So also let me share this link with you if I can find this banner. So if you, I did message you all this earlier today. Those of you that joined the meetup group and registered for this event prior to about 11:30 today. So you should have all received this as a message. If you want to ask a question, if you want to be live during the show, how exciting is this? Just hit the link and you appear on my dashboard here. And I can invite you in, so you'll be part of the show with me. How exciting is that? And if you joined after 11:30, that is the I'll leave that on the screen so you can type that in, and be part of the show if you wish to. We've got 67 people watching now just on YouTube. How exciting is this? So let me carry on with this. Let's get started then. So I'm going to very quickly introduce myself and then we get on with this. So I'm a professional happiness coach, Mr. Happiness 2000. I gave myself this title because it doesn't exist. And how I got this, I used to run a charity in Portsmouth working with long-term unemployed young people. And it's basically, I was teaching success principles, which are, if you're doing the work right, if you feel happy, if you feel improved emotion, and it's all based on the Abraham-Hicks philosophy. How I know this work and this philosophy and that it works so well is because I used to be really miserable, and that manifested as 15 years of chronic fatigue. I won't go into detail too much. We've got a 21-day dating challenge, I think, is wanting to come through already. That's cool. I'll let you in at the point when it's necessary. So I know this stuff works, which is why I teach this, and I'm so passionate about this because there's nothing else out there that empowers you as much as this philosophy. It's all about you and the focus of your mind. Ultimately, you don't need to buy anything, you don't need to take anything. It's all about you managing your mind effectively. I'm going to teach you how to do that over the next hour. You can find out more about me at my website, mrhappiness2000.com. Oh, my little earpiece has dropped out. And and you can find, there's video clips on there of Abraham-Hicks for those of you that haven't heard of it before. Let's see if you have. Never heard of Abraham-Hicks. It's part of the law. They basically are the leaders of the law of attraction. I know it's been around for over a century now, I do believe. Is it Wallace Wattles? He was mentioning it. The Secret, the film The Secret, introduced it to me. And the secret behind the movie and the book, The Secret, are that it was taken from the Abraham-Hicks philosophy. So I promise on this show tonight, I'm not going to tell you what to think, but I'm going to tell you how to think if you want to be happy, feel better, and be more successful in life. It's all about mindset. Mindset for years was a term that I heard bandied about. Didn't really know what it meant. No one explained it to me. You kind of understood it was something to do with your mind, but no one gave any detail on its specifics. The Abraham-Hicks philosophy does entirely that. It sounds really simple. It's hard. It's not impossible. But anything like making anything habitual, it takes effort. And we're going to get you started if you've never done this kind of stuff this evening. So we're going to start. So a lot of this is interactive. So it relies on you interacting. Normally on Zoom, I could engage with people, 100 people straight away, but we're on this now. So ask a question, reply in the comment section. Give me your answer. Have you ever been happy? Tell me yes or no. Have you ever been happy in the past in your life? We got any answers coming through? I can't see. Oh, yeah. Bowley, yeah. Yes. Monica, brilliant. Yeah, okay. Adam, you could see my cool t-shirt. Wow, okay. You got to show us that later on, hopefully. Yeah, so that's brilliant. So okay, so next question. Was it good? Was being happy good? Yeah, brilliant. Happy with friends and family and my pets, but it's my career which is going crap at the moment. Okay. No, thanks for sharing. That's what I like. That's a good name. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So how did you know you were happy? Answer me that question. Because we kind of know this stuff already. It's just all of this works about getting conscious. Happiness is always good. Yeah, definitely. Jeffrey definitely knew when he was happy. I chose it. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, so the question was, how did you know you were happy? You felt good. Excellent. That's the answer I was looking for. Happiness is a feeling, an emotional state. It's not a word, it's not a conversation. You feel it, and it just totally takes over and dominates your entire life existence at that point in time. So you know, yeah, it's a feeling. Thank you, Andrew. You know when you're happy or not. Okay. How would you describe that feeling? I love that, Anna. It felt right and light. Isn't this good? I can respond straight away to your responses here. So yeah, so how would you describe the feeling of being happy? Queenie, smile on my face and everything is wonderful. Yeah, I totally agree. The wonderful bit. You so know when you're happy. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else want to share? Exulting, Monica. Satisfied. Yeah. You I would say it's warm, being smiling and being joyful. When you're happy, there's a warmth. It's exhilarating, revitalizing, energizing, and most importantly, all consuming. We know when we're happy, don't we? So, how to get optimistic about your future. Okay, so these are some key points which I'm going to go into more in detail in a moment, but yeah, it's good to get these out of the way first. The quality of your entire life is entirely dependent on how you feel on a moment by moment basis. Okay, so consider this for a moment. That's quite a big statement. It's not about the stuff, your happiness and joy of life is not about the stuff. It's not about your reality. It's not about who you're with to a degree. It's all about how you're feeling. Okay. So feeling is life. And you know, your answer that you've given already, you kind of know when you're in a kind of happy zone because your life is just exhilarating. It's so joyous. It's yeah, Jeffrey, strong sense of purpose and life felt meaningful. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's your feeling state is so important. We are our feeling state ultimately, you know, and it dominates and affects our entire behavior. If you're feeling negative, empty, disconnected, your behavior goes into the kind of bad zone, the dark side. You turn to the dark side. It's like you become grouchy, miserable, not the best person to be around. Whereas when you're happy, my God, people can't get enough of you. You just feel switched on, don't you, and connected. Um, your chronic thinking and mental focus creates your emotional state. That is key to all this work. Okay, so just be what it's your happiness is created by the thoughts you're thinking and the focus of the thoughts that you're thinking. Okay, and we've either got like it's a 50-50. Every moment there's a fork in the road. We can appreciate life and sort of be positive and appreciative and love life, or at the same time we can criticize it, condemn it, rubbish it, think it's crap. Yeah, it's every moment there's a fork in the road, and we choose when we're conscious. We correctly choose to be appreciative. That's how you stay happy. Okay, just look at the comments coming through. Yeah, is it Divya? When I'm happy, I'll share these with you actually. You can read them. So, when I'm happy, I know I'm in the present, and it's a great feeling. It's when I'm sad that I worry about the future and overthink about the past. Fantastic point. That we can even see Divya there on the screen because she's coming through us on YouTube. Yeah, it is. It is when you're disconnected, when you let your mind wander into the negative thoughts, and we're explaining all this in more detail in a bit. Yeah, that the worry kicks in, negative thoughts kick in, and you just feel that emptiness and that disconnection. That's what I like. Let's say what you're saying here. Um, I'm leaving a job that I hate soon. Hate is a powerful word. We will say it. My choice, and I feel empowered because my health was suffering badly. Wow. Okay. You've taken action. Fantastic. So important. You've demonstrated your self-care there. That's what I like. That's what I like. I like that. Forget what everyone else thinks. You knew what you wanted and you took action. I've done the same. Okay, so I'm totally with you. Yeah, on how exciting it can seem by daring to take control of your life. Okay, so you need to learn to think to feel. Okay, we don't think to analyze or process, which is what most of us do, or worse, judge and criticize. If we are conscious of our thoughts and we think, okay, so how is this thought making me feel? That's when we you're in control. You're conscious of the connection between the thoughts you're thinking and your emotional state. And that's when you can start to get happy. And that's when, when thinking about the future, you can start to get optimistic about the future rather than worrisome. And believe me, 15 years of chronic fatigue, I know what it feels like to be worried, to be stressed out, to be fearful. It just zaps the life out of you. My description of chronic fatigue, it's like being in a car with the handbrake on, stuck in first gear and flat tires, where you're used to, your usual state, the state you're meant to be in, is like fourth or fifth gear, where you've got a momentum, you feel energized, you've got movement forward, you're enjoying life because there's spring in your step. Yeah, so all of this stuff though takes practice, and for those of you that are new to this, we're going to get you started with this tonight. Central to this philosophy and your understanding of all of this then is a concept called law of attraction. I'll very briefly go through this. Okay, so everything in the universe is energy, including us and our thoughts. Okay, all energy vibrates at a particular frequency, and over time this energy forms into physical manifestation. So this is quite a spiritual, well, it is spiritual, but this is quite a profound concept for those of you that are just hearing this. Everything in the universe all around you, the world that you're living, was thought first, and over time, because it was constantly focused upon, it manifests into physical manifestation, the stuff that's around you, the people, the cars, the job, etc. And once you're aware of the connection between the thoughts you're thinking, how you're feeling, which is the frequency you're emitting, you can start to sculpture your life to get what you want, which, when you're on a roll with this, that gets you optimistic about your future. But we'll come back to this in a bit. Okay, like energy or frequencies attract. So law of attraction is birds of a feather flock together. Okay, the people around you, you're an indicator of how successfully or not you're in control of your frequency or vibration is the people around you. Have you got whingy people in your life that moan and complain? If so, that's a reflection of you. The world is a mirror to us. This can be quite hard for some people to understand and accept to begin with. But when you realize it's an indicator, and if you are thinking, I'm fed up with people constantly treating me bad, that's an indicator of your self-worth. I've been there. So I know it does. I would say it takes a grown-up conversation with yourself, admitting that you have the power within you to make change. My God, I sound like Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz here. Rather than relying on the world to change to meet your demands and expectations, because you can be waiting forever and you give away your power and you've got no control. Well, it seems like you've got no control over things around you, but once you're in control of your frequency, your feeling state, you will find the world around you does start to match your feeling state. You have got control about everything in your life. Okay, so yeah, when you know this, you're in control of your life and your future. By taking control of your thoughts and your chronic feeling state or emotional state, you can start to control the quality of your life experience. How does this, that's what I like. You're loving this right now. Thank you for these brilliant comments. It's so good. Just keep them coming. Let me know what you're thinking and how you're responding to this. And okay, some of you have sent me private messages. They're really nice. Thank you for that. So let's get on with this. So I'm going to introduce you now to the emotional scale. This is central. Okay, let me switch this. Hold on, let me just switch this little message thing off. Yeah, so that's the emotional scale there. So this is the top. It's a 22 step emotional scale, and it's the scale of human emotions. This comes from Abraham-Hicks. Okay, the highest level is, as you can see, love, appreciation, joy, empowerment, freedom. And the top 7 points on the scale feel really good. So tell me in the messaging, have any of you experienced these emotions, even just fleetingly? Because hopefully you have. That's happiness, isn't it? The top 7 are happiness, contentment, optimism, hopefulness. And then if we go to the rest of the scale, so Yeah, so from 8 downwards, this is the rest of the scale. It's boredom, I've been there, pessimism, pessimistic, and these are all mental states. It's nothing, but it's and how your mental state is demonstrated. It manifests as what you're talking about, what you're whinging about. The mental translates into physical action and behavior. And the further down the scale you go, look, it becomes one of a journey of disempowerment. Okay, so there's anger at 17, revenge, hatred, jealousy, insecurity, and then depression right at the bottom with powerlessness, despair. I've been there. I know totally what it feels like. Life just hurts. It hurts you. And it's interesting because so many people are reaching, for drink and drugs as a block to their emotions. And it's because they're in these low level, they're right at the bottom of the scale. And if only the world told them, it's, the drink and drugs, etc., are a momentary block to those emotions. But as we all know, those people that have been there, unless you make a mental change and start to think differently, you're stuck there. So that the block wears off after a while, and then the pain kicks back in, and then you resort to more drink or more drugs, and it becomes an addiction because you're stuck in this bad feeling emotional place, and no one's telling you. If you thought about thinking better, can you find a better perspective? Some of you who may have had counseling or whatever, you've heard of CBT, NLP. Those are all kind of mind management tools. I found them personally too academic. The Abraham-Hicks is all about finding better feeling thoughts, and it's a lot simpler. It's when a thought feels good. We've been told positive thinking, think positive, but if there's no feeling behind the positive thought, we could be thinking, I'm thinking positive, I'm thinking positive, I'm thinking positive. And then as soon as a challenge confronts you, you slip back to your default of negativity, powerlessness. Whereas if you're finding thoughts continually that make you feel good, that you feel like that buzz, that emotional shift in you, you're actually, what's happening, you're recalibrating the brain. Thoughts are electromagnetic, and you start attracting other thoughts in line with that positive thought. So over time, those of you that heard of neuroplasticity within the brain, you're rewiring your brain, and you're making it easy for the brain to receive more and more positive thoughts. So that's how you climb the scale, by finding thoughts that feel good. If you're at step 22, you can't leap straight up to 1, which is appreciation, joy, and empowerment. But you can, jealousy, number 20, is better than depression or despair or powerlessness. So it's an incremental step. What's really interesting, being jealous, anger and revenge are better than being jealous or insecure. But the world around you might prefer you being jealous and insecure rather than angry, because you were less vocal when you were jealous and insecure than when you were angry and wanted revenge. But if anger is feeling better to you, you're climbing the scale. Does this make sense? So yeah, Finnegan, thanks for sharing. I'm going to cover this. I'm going to basically teach you how to do this. So Finnegan has said, what if it's difficult to control your thoughts? Yeah, so we're going to touch on that, don't worry. So so the highest level, let's get this back on screen. Sorry, it's me doing this myself, so it is a bit clunky for me. We switch it on and off all these messages. So the highest level, you've got 1, joy, appreciation, empowered, freedom, love is number 1. That's what we're aiming for. That's when we feel alive, the most euphoric. Passion, enthusiasm, eagerness, and happiness are 2 and 3. As I said, the top 7 points on the scale feel good. Everything else starts to feel a bit crabby, a bit empty. And where you are on the scale affects your behavior and how you function in life. So it is the more we can be conscious that we're reaching for happiness and thoughts that feel good, you're just going to find you as a human being are going to function so much better than if you start the day, being in a mindset of criticizing, complaining, grumpiness, you're just going to find the day isn't going to benefit you. It's not going to, you're not going to perform at your optimum. So can you see how this works? So you create your reality first by chronically thinking good feeling thoughts. And the closer you get to sustained love for your life, the better you will feel. Okay. As you sustain this loving emotion, you literally magnetize to you positive, loving, physical life experiences that match your chronic, loving, emotional state. You have complete control over the life you experience on planet Earth. That's a huge statement for me to say, isn't it? But I can honestly say, having had 15 years of chronic fatigue, where I was thinking very low level thoughts and unconscious of those thoughts, and then I was introduced to this philosophy, and I was like, right, okay, this is empowering me. It's not asking me to buy this course or do this or do that. I'm in control of this. I can decide what makes me feel good. And I just started focusing on thoughts that made me feel good. My life has become so much better. Thing is, it's not straight away. Everyone wants kind of McDonald's drive-through instant fix. It takes longer than that. You're recalibrating your brain to receive better thoughts, okay, to think better thoughts. You're realigning your energy state. So it's not instant. And as Abraham-Hicks says, this getting happy is not like a college degree where once you've graduated, you're happy forever. It's energy alignment. And, we're all going out into the world and interacting with the world on a daily basis, bumping into new people. And it's almost like we're a spirit level, that our happiness level can be constantly like moving up and down, dependent on, it comes down to what we're thinking of our thinking response to what we're meeting. If you can just choose love, it sounds really basic, but if you can just choose loving, appreciative thoughts about everything that you experience in life, you're going to be happy and you're going to start to magnetize more positive thoughts in. But if you go into critical mode, judgmental mode, you're going to get more of that, and it's going to squash your happiness. Um, yes, you have complete control over the life you experience on planet Earth. This is about optimism, being optimistic about your future. If this statement doesn't get you feeling more optimistic about your life, I don't know what will, but stay with us. It's going to get even better. So let me know in the comments how this sounds. What about setting boundaries? Yeah, we'll come back to that. That's what I like. How's this not let you, what's this? But law of attraction, not let you always in the Corey, you need to finish that statement. Okay, how long does it take? Okay, as I said, it's not, it takes 17 seconds or more for a thought to start to activate emotion. Okay, so it doesn't kick in straight away. But once you get a practice on this, and that is the core of this tonight. Now your job is to find thoughts that feel good, whatever they are for you. It's going to be subjective to each and every one of you. Find thoughts that feel good and just practice them, practice them, practice them, practice them. And the more you do it, the easier it's going to be. It's everyone says that the mind is a muscle. It is. And most people are focused on the physical and going to the gym and working out. Not many people are doing a brain gym, a mind gym. If you can see that as your job as well, to find thoughts that feel good. And we're going to do exercises on this in a moment. So I know I'm talking a lot right now. Okay, but yeah, part of the Abraham-Hicks philosophy as well. Remember, this is about how to get optimistic about your future. She mentioned something called the vortex. This is where it gets spiritual. This is where it gets woo-woo. Some of you might think, but again, I've experienced this. This is why I teach this, and this is why I'm so passionate about sharing this and making people conscious of this. Okay, the vortex. This is where the future really starts to play a part in your life experience, which is what this workshop's all about. Nothing in the universe is by chance. Everything has been designed by the God force or whatever you believe in. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, because I'm very aware that there is some other force that guides us and which is surrounding us, kind of like, what Yoda teaches. I love Star Wars, but I don't feel I need to go to church or anything, but I'm aware of an energy field that's around us. Okay. Whatever created this universe, okay, everything is designed by this force to continually expand and evolve the world and the universe we live in. And you're part of this. Okay. The question is now, get ready by your keyboards. How many of you take your dreams and desires, and by that I mean what you would love to experience in your life, for granted? How many of you see your dreams, your ambitions, what you would love to happen? How many of you see them as just irrelevant fantasy, just irrelevant dreams? If you can comment now, I'd love to see your answer to this, because this is crucial. Gabrielle, I think I don't even know what I want. No worries. Okay. Just relax into that. There's no judgment here. So let me know what you think of your dreams, what you think of your. Any answers coming through? Okay, I'll write them in a journal every day and try and manifest it. Okay. My dreams are so important to me. I want them all. Fantastic. Okay. What was the question? Yeah, so the question was, Nisha, how many of you take your dreams and desires for granted? As in, do you think it's just a fleeting thought that you can never achieve, just a dream? Or do you, some of you might want to be a Hollywood actor or something like that, and you just think, no, I don't know anyone that's in the industry. It's just a ridiculous dream. I just need to live with the thought that I'm never going to achieve it. And it's just pie in the sky, those kind of terms. Okay, because life is designed for us to expand. And the contrast of life, the bits that go wrong, the bits that challenge us, this is the Abraham-Hicks terminology again, is designed for us to ask more of ourselves and life. So if we're getting bullied at work or whatever, or by a partner, we unconsciously maybe fire out a rocket into our future saying, I want people to treat me better. Okay, and that is going on day after day after day. If you're sending out unconscious rockets of desire into your future, saying, I want to be wealthy, I want to be financially secure. So the experience of life that we're living is making us ask. Okay, and all of these desires are fired into our vibrational future, or what Abraham calls the vortex, and they're waiting for us to catch up with them. Okay, the law of attraction pulls together all the cooperative components necessary to make all of your dreams, ambitions, and desires come true. So in your future, if you focus right, and I'm gonna teach how to do this today, all your dreams are waiting for you in the future. So nothing is beyond you. Everything you can be or do or achieve anything you want. And that sounds a grand statement. But when you think of like successful people, and I always say Arnold Schwarzenegger, if you read his autobiography, Total Recall, you all know Arnold Schwarzenegger because he was a Hollywood film star and then went on to be a politician in San Francisco or California or whatever. But he was in the 80s, he was the Terminator and number one Hollywood star. At the age of 9, he grew up in a backwater Austrian village, a million miles away from Hollywood. He was telling his friends at the bus stop that he was going to be a Hollywood star, and everyone thought he was stupid. But he just kept saying that. He focused on that. He believed it. Look what happened. Muhammad Ali as well. He's known as Mr. Affirmation, and we're going to come on to affirmations later on. He was, one of the greatest boxers. He was known as the greatest. He was telling himself mentally that he was the greatest years before the rest of the world caught up. So what we think about ourselves and what we think about our ambitions and our dreams is so important to manifesting our future. With this philosophy, all of our dreams are meant to come true. Okay. You now know what is in your future. If you think about what have I asked for? What kind of things have I asked for? All of that is waiting for you. All you have to do is focus right, which is the work. Okay. So what is our work? Our work, we have to change our thinking to change our frequency, our emotional state, our chronic emotional state, so that we become a match to our asking. And by the law of attraction, it has to come into our experience. And I'm not religious, as I said, but I do know the Bible says, ask and it is given. That is what this is. Prayer is that. But they say when you pray in positive expectation of receiving, it is granted. And again, going back to the feeling thing, you're praying right or asking with positive expectation because you immediately feel good. You've got it, even if you haven't got it in your life straight away. You've got it. It's waiting for you. So you can relax. You can start having fun. You can stop worrying. Okay, everything you ask for is given. And it's weird when you get conscious of this work and you practice it, you can have a problem arise that is resolved within the next minute. I remember when I was running my charity in Portsmouth, I went on a course. I used to do courses teaching this, like outdoor pursuits, getting unemployed people climbing and kayaking and all that. And we teach this mind management stuff around it. Well, having a good fun time, because it was called Feel Good UK, the charity was. And we came back one Friday and we were suddenly told, you need to vacate the office by Monday. We've been trying to reach you all week to tell you this. We've all been thrown out the office. And I was like, okay, problem. I didn't panic. And literally within 2 minutes later, we were like, but we found you an office already. And we've got removal vans that are coming on Monday. We can help you move. So a problem arose that I could have panicked about and gone, had that gut wrenching feel in your stomach where your stomach drops. But I didn't. I just retained a high frequency, high energy, expectant that life's working out. I can trust the universe. And the solution was given to me in literally the same conversation. Okay, that's how this stuff works. If you're managing your energy, but it takes practice. Okay, so it's got nothing to do with action and hard work at the beginning. Although effortless correct action will follow correct thinking. So how many of you, I've done this in the past before I knew the stuff. I tried to start businesses and nothing worked. Nothing worked. You're trying to like hammer a round peg in a square hole or whatever the terminology is. It becomes a struggle. And then when I've done this work, and then you do a lot of pre-paving, a lot of positive thinking before doing any action. The action just flows effortlessly because you've got a momentum going. So you need to change you, not try to change the world to match you. We can literally become and live our dreams. And me doing these kind of talks and wanting to get this message out 10 years ago was a dream. And now I'm doing it every month. So put in the comments, how many of you think this sounds mumbo jumbo? I'll be interested. It says TY is sad. I do believe that your dreams are possible as I'm living them now, but then those dreams become the everyday and you become unhappy again. Yes, because as soon as we achieve something, we're appreciative and enjoy it for a split second, and then we ask for more. That's human psychology. We're constantly asking for more. So if you identify what your next ask is and line up with it, get expectant about it, get excited about it coming, know it's been given, then that can quickly manifest into your life. That is human behavior. Don't think you're the only one with that TY. That's human behavior. And the Buddhist philosophy, as I understand it, says that to desire would create pain and that we shouldn't desire. I would say in my experience, it's impossible to desire. The human brain is wired to desire. But when you desire with positive expectation, even when there's no evidence of anything what you want coming true in your immediate vicinity, but you believe, you hold the faith, you can look past your immediate reality, then you start moving towards your dreams and your goals. I believe, as Bethan made it fantastic. Okay, and so so once you experience this happening, then without a doubt, you know that this is true and that this isn't just scientific woo-woo. The only thing is it's not televised, so most people don't believe it. Most people don't know about this. Yeah, but when you just pay attention to how you feel, that is your work. You don't have to do anything else. But how am I feeling right now? And if you're feeling a bit crabby, how can I improve how I'm feeling? And how you improve how you're feeling is by finding a better feeling perspective on whatever you're thinking about or your immediate surroundings, because you can focus the mind wherever you want it to go. You know, you can be put in prison. And I know someone, a very close family member, who went to prison, and they said they loved it. So, you know, you can have this fear of, oh my God, everything's working out. But it's your perception of your surroundings determine your emotional state, which is going to determine the quality of your life. And the more you sustain a high feeling emotional state, you're just going to get, you know, you're going to live the life of a king. And if you look at all successful people, Madonna, David Beckham, Ronaldo, they all love what they're doing. They you know, so much of their day, but even before they were successful, so much of their time was focused on what they love doing. You know, just kicking a football around the park or whatever, going to training, because they sustained that. There's, you know, we've got so much in the world that we can fuss and moan about, but when you just decide to focus on love, make that your priority, do what brings you joy. We're magnets. To law of attraction makes us magnets, where, you know, we're attracting in like energy, and you just see your life get better and better and better. And that's what all successful people, you know, how to be successful is to love what you're doing. You can never be successful and live in hate. And so we're not told that in soap operas when the J.R. Ewings are scheming and being nasty and evil. Yeah, we're lied to by the media, but that's another conversation. Yeah, Olympic gold medalists don't achieve their goals by just imagining them. But of course, they do actually. 50% of their training is mindset, it's visualizing themselves, because they've done scientific studies with this. Of course, they have to do some physical stuff. But again, it's if you do the mental work first, the visualizing, the pre-paving, the expecting, see yourself, and it's more in the visualizing. Allow yourself to feel the positive emotion. That's what it's about. If you're just visualizing and there's no emotional shift, you're not visualizing right. But it's finding the energy of the positivity of the improved thought. But yeah, the body follows the mind. It always does. And yeah, they do say it's the one who wins gold is the one who expected to. They say, and that's where you see it's the same actors are winning Oscars all the time. They expect to. The same actors are getting cast in, you know, the top films. They expect it. It's all mindset. It becomes their single-mindedness and talent. You must see there's so many people that are up there where in the acting world or music world that their talent is questionable, but obviously their love of what they're doing is there. It's what's got them there. That is the energy that is what it's about. It's all about feeling good, thinking, and moving in the direction of love. Okay, moving towards the top of that emotional scale, and you know you're doing this because you feel really good or you don't. Okay, yeah, and once achieved, you fire off another dream, which you then have to move towards. So the process is never ending. I would say, choose a goal. How many of you have got dreams that maybe you've let go? Because that was part of my chronic fatigue. I was very ambitious, still am, but I squashed my dreams. I just thought, no, there's no chance of this happening. It's not going to happen. And I killed my dreams. And if you kill your dream, you kill a big part of you. That's what I've experienced. And your energy tells you this. Okay. So choose a goal now, I would say. And human beings are goal driven. You have to be. Train yourself, and I'll go through this in a moment, how to do this, but train yourself to focus on and start to believe that you're moving towards and can achieve it. And you will instantly feel better. Your life will step up a gear. What may have seemed monotonous and boring and day-to-day, Groundhog Day kind of living will change. And energy has to flow forward. And I think the future has to play a significant part in your mindset. If you're just facing reality every day and you've got no positive expectation for your future, you squash the energy that's flowing through you and you feel rubbish. You can't be happy. Where it's almost like So much of our potential, so much of the potential juice and petrol of our lives is by focusing in the future, knowing that things are going to get better, that we're on the way to something great. Yeah, big. That's what I like. Big goals, but I won't give up. You'll find you can't give up. You might be able to just put them on hold for a bit and take your mind off them, but if they're really an integral part of you, you can't give up. And it takes effort to avoid being deflated. Bethany, it does until you realize that you, through your choice of thought, deflates you. So again, it's this. We go through this in a moment, okay? So what is driving all of this? How do you get this to work for you? It's about your beliefs, your expectation of life, and your sense of self-worth. We did a workshop on self-worth and how to improve your self-worth, because that's a massive one. We did that a few months ago. So are you deserving of your dreams? So to recap then quickly, how to get optimistic about your future. Everything you've ever dreamed about is energy waiting to manifest for you. The career of your dreams, the big house, the big car, the partner, whatever, is waiting for you. The creation of your life is all an inside job. It's all about love. The universe is fully supportive. If you think it is, you just have to get into a more loving frequency and you will start to see things magically work out for you. It's all about consciously calibrating your mind to work in sync with the energy of the universe, nothing else. This sounds very big and grand, I know. All of your dreams are supposed to come true. How do you know you're doing this work? Because you're thinking thoughts that get you buzzing, that get you energized. That's it. You're on the way. And the more you do this, as I said, you're going to attract more and more thoughts. But I just say, then why do some people try to influence it in a negative way? As Tatiana said, that they don't know this stuff. They're leading a ramshackle life. They want everyone else to be leading a ramshackle life. You must know that there's a theory. They say when crabs are in a basket going to be taken to be boiled alive, if one of them tries to escape, the others would pull them back in. They don't want anyone to have a better life than them. So yeah, if you're negative, people are going to be miserable. They are going to kill your dreams. But you've got to know your power is if you believe them, you're giving away your power. If you know that's all about your mindset, what you're thinking, your mental focus, you can listen to them, and that's just their opinion. And we go on to that in a moment, actually, because that is really another thing that's really important. So the solution to everything is love. You need to feel this love. When you know in the future that everything you want already exists and is waiting for you, you know there's a future that's positive, that is exciting. It's not a random pie in the sky concept. You can feel the future. So we're going to do an exercise now. Okay. That's what I like. How often do you do these talks? They are amazing. Oh, thank you. You made me feel really good. I do these every month, and join the meetup group. And I sent you all out the I sent you all out, those of you that enrolled earlier on, all my social media links. But yeah, go to Meetup, type in how to get happy and stay happy, or let me give you my email address so you can find out more about me here. All my stuff's here. So where were we? So yeah, we're going to do an exercise now. This is where you'll join in. This is the good bit. I'm going to stop talking now. So identify a dream or a desire that you want right now, whether it's getting married, finding an ideal partner, being a Hollywood star, winning an Oscar, whatever. Okay. Focus on you now. Focus your mind. Play the mind movie of you living and achieving that dream right now. Don't try and work out how you're going to do it and how it's going to happen or when. Just focus on the end result. Okay. And shut your eyes and keep playing this mind movie again and again and again. And we're going to do this approximately for 3 minutes. So are you all ready? Start now. Okay, does everyone want to come back? How did that feel? Do you want to let me know in the chat? Let me know how that felt. Hopefully you all buzzing. Are you there? Is that you were typing away? Weird, but buzzing. It's about the buzzing, yeah. Anyone else? Monica, if you don't know what yeah, just go with the fantasy. Go choose what you want. Just make a decision and go with it. It was fun, yeah. Do you feel better? That's the main thing. Did you find emotional relief? It felt good to see myself and feel myself in that light. Yeah, it is. It's emotional relief. It's that. It was felt good thinking about what I want. How often do you do that, Andrew? That's feel you have it already. You do have it. It's there waiting for you. And what I want to say, again, this is about getting optimistic about the future. Your feeling state are a sixth sense, and the fact you. Sorry, I'm just going to turn the volume down on my phone. The fact you felt that, then you connected with it. It exists. When you know you can touch the future, and by touching what you want, and it feels so good, that is to do that again and again, more and more and more, practice it, that is going to get you feeling optimistic. It's a sixth sense. Again, we're told we've got five senses. They're all reality based, but it's our feeling states are our sat nav. It didn't feel real. Okay, practice it more. This is about belief. Okay, when you first start doing this, again, if we look on the, let's go back to the emotional scale. What is, let's go, let's get rid of these pop-ups. Sorry, I'll put that there. This is where you get the meetup. So meetup.com/how to get happy and stay happy. You'll find details of all our workshops on there. Let me just get rid of that. But if you go to the emotional scale, where's it? Doubt, number 13. When you first have an idea of something, the contrast has made you want something, I'm fed up being skin, I would love to be rich. Part of the process is you're going to doubt it, first of all. But the more you practice and practice, better feeling thoughts about it, that, yeah, other people have been skint, they've ended up millionaires. You're talking yourself into what you want, as opposed to talking yourself out of it. But in doubt, you're going to be talking yourself out of it more than you're talking yourself into it. So to climb the scale is to talk yourself into what you want as much as you can. And the more you do it, it becomes more, you attract more thoughts on that, because everything in the universe is energy. Energy is magnetic and attractive. So that's law of attraction. Like energy attracts like energy. So you're going to attract more and more positive thoughts, and you climb the scale. That's how this works. The fact you can feel it, you're going to feel it more and more and more. And then it's weird because you can be so excited, you're not ready for it when you're excited. And if you look, it all manifests when you're in this place of empowerment, joy. And it's all, I've had this for things that I've wanted. When you get excited, you get enthusiastic, you get hopeful, and it hasn't manifested. When it has become so almost second place, you kind of forget about it, because your frequency matches that what it is. And because it's almost like imagine two glasses where you're filling, the thing you want is the glass and the water's right to the top. When you ask for it, there's hardly any water in it, but gradually over time you fill the water up. When the levels match, because you're a matching level, you don't need it anymore, because you're at that frequency, that vibration, and then it appears. And so when you get what you want, you're kind of like, oh, I want that now. And so it continues again. The thing you want now, you probably would doubt that you can have it first of all. Does this make sense? So it's all about talking yourself into it. Okay, so but be aware you can feel your future. This is string theory. If those of you that know string theory, they say there's multiple, infinite different futures that are out there, and there's the universe. I mean, I swear there's Doctor Who episodes and sci-fi stories about this. There could be a future of you living in an apocalyptic nightmare world which will manifest if you continue to focus and mentally believe you're heading towards a nightmare future. Whereas if you can start focusing with optimism, with hope, with eagerness on a more positive future of you becoming empowered, you stepping up to be the best version of yourself, you to be achieving, to be a dominant presence on planet Earth, you're going to do it. You'll find yourself just, it will become effortless to think that. And remember, it's not just your thinking. Change the story, start talking this, start writing this down. Everything, your behavior is a reflection of your mental states. You need to support it. So start talking about your future, start talking about where you're going rather than where you've been. And I know this was another workshop I've done about how to overcome trauma, because if you're traumatized and that's still within you and you're still traumatized, it plays on your mind. You can't get rid of what's happened to you in the past. So you need therapy. You need to find a better feeling perspective on what happened to you, and then you can release it. It's almost, you diffuse the heavy negative emotion that's within you, and then you can start moving forward. But that's another workshop. So but there's ultimately, by focusing on what you want, you will feel great. You will feel fantastic. By focusing on what you don't want, you feel crap. You feel empty. The difference is love. It's when you focus on what you want, you love it. When you focus on what you don't want, you feel the lack of love. It's always about that. So now, from this point forward, getting conscious of this, as soon as you feel bad or slightly rubbish, change your thought, make that your priority. Don't take action, don't do anything. Just change your focus. Look for a better feeling perspective, and that will get you moving. The mistake, as I said, most people are focusing on their immediate reality. This feels flat and unexciting. The more you do this, those of you that have seen the movie Groundhog Day, you just get more and more of the same. If you don't put the future and an exciting future into the equation of your thinking, you just get more and more of the same. Abraham says this is like the reality, immediate reality is like chewing gum with no flavor. All the taste, all the excitement was when it was in your future, when you were dreaming of being where you are now. But now you're here, there's no taste, you've eaten the chewing gum, the flavor's gone, and all the flavor, all the exhilaration lies in your future, so long as you're positively focused on that future. When you start doing this, you're going to find your energy is going to pick up straight away. Everything about you, your whole behavior, you'll get less sick because there's going to be more positive energy coming through you. I would say, from my experience, just my opinion, but most of the world is suffering from chronic fatigue, because the cause of all depression is mental hopelessness. It's never about the circumstances. It's what you think about your circumstances. A chronic focus on what you don't want, what you don't have, rather than what you do want, and the expectation that it's coming. A chronic focus on what is rather than what can be. So can you see how by making that shift into a positive future, you can, sort of reduce the depression you feel and over time eliminate it. And ultimately, at the cause of all of this, at the core of all of this, is being unconscious of the importance of your mental focus and the relation that your feeling state has with your focus. When you're focused on what you don't want, fear, negativity, powerlessness, you're going to feel rubbish. When you focus on a future with excitement, eagerness, you're going to feel great. So what is optimism ultimately? It's positive focus. What is positivity? Thoughts that feel good, thoughts that get you buzzing, that get the warm energy of the universe flowing through you. See your dreams as plants that need to be watered with positive focus on a very regular basis. The more you can get excited about your future, you're going to be flying. Okay. This is your mental focus and being optimistic is so vital to your success right now, especially in these COVID times where the media is bombarding us with doom and gloom. Think now, who is in control of your focus? and what you think of the world right now? Is it the media? Because the media will never tell you anything good. Okay, I've worked in the media. I walked away from it. I just found it so nihilistic. Parents, teachers, friends, colleagues, even your GP, if they're telling you the worst of if they're telling you the worst of you, and that they're not speaking with optimism or hope, then reject their opinion of you. So many people, this is a radical and quite controversial, but so many people have been told, they've got terminal illness, and they've said, I'm sorry, I'm ill. I'm not, it's not terminal, and they've survived. They all say mindset is the deciding factor on whether people survive illness or not. You decide, no one else decides for you. Okay. That's what I like. You're so right, Stephen. I think the world is sad since COVID. It's up to us to cheer it up. Okay. And now we're conscious of this. We can do this. We all need help and support for our futures. Yeah, I agree. That's where this work is so important right now for me to be doing this. So how do you change your perspective of your future? You find a vision of the future that feels good to you, that brings you joy, and you practice it. You talk yourself into it with your thoughts and your words, okay? Because as I said, thoughts are magnetic energy. The more you do this, the easier it becomes. And over time with practice, they become your default. So instantly you think, what do I think of my future? I'm excited about it. I can't wait. How do you know you're focusing right? It's easy. You feel great. What about being realistic? Some people will say. Joe Dispenza, who's quite a radical spiritual healer, he says consciousness is an interpretation. Apparently there's 60 billion people on this planet. We all have our own individual perspective on planet Earth. There's no one right reality. So you decide what your reality is. Today might be a bit rubbish. The rest of your life could be incredible. You decide. But if you're unconscious of your focus, of your thinking, every day can be rubbish. I would say never be realistic. Never be realistic, because like I've said, your mindset is everything. And if you're realistic, you're just going to keep repeating where you are right now. What you think and believe, because beliefs are just thoughts that you've thought so often they become your chronic thoughts. Your belief will fundamentally affect how you function in the world. The body follows the mind, and they will manifest. So just focus on the thoughts that get you buzzing. Just going very quickly, I know we're running over time. If you guys and girls don't mind hanging on, we'll get to the Q&A in a moment. So how do you become future focused? I would say write a list of everything that you can remember asking for in your life, whether it's a massive house, successful career, love and relationship. Just write it all down, write it as a list, and then start visualizing them and allowing yourself to focus. Remember, hold a thought for 17 seconds or more, a pure thought, uncontradicted thought. It starts to manifest emotion. So start doing that and milk these desires, these dreams that you've got. You may have been told, you may have had a dream as a kid that, I don't know, something which others would think was ridiculous, like want to be an astronaut. Someone's got to be an astronaut. So why shouldn't it be you? Just visualize on yourself being an astronaut. It's funny, I did a class and I chose that example just for a kind of absurd out there example of don't limit your beliefs. And a week later I saw this article on that the NASA or some space agency were looking for normal civilians to apply to be astronauts. And I was like, there you go. The world delivers what you expect. So don't kill your dreams by doubting that the universe can support you. Expectation. If you don't like the word belief, because that does sound woolly, it's your expectation. What are you expecting for yourself as you move through life? Are you expecting good things to happen to you or bad things? If you've been expecting bad things, if you're, and just think of your kind of default sayings like, oh, nothing ever works out for me. Change that. Everything works out for me. The universe fully supports me. These are affirmations, okay? And if you can just choose a few, like the universe fully supports me, or I'm an incredible human being, every day my life is getting better and better and better. If you can choose one or two of those and just keep repeating them, they become your optimism needs to be made a vaccine. Hell yeah, I totally agree with that. But you can give yourself that optimistic vaccine now, Bethany, by just becoming conscious of your thinking. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, just affirmations. Just choose one or two positive thoughts that you just keep repeating again and again and again to yourself, and they become your beliefs. Muhammad Ali, as I said, I am the greatest. He was telling himself that years before he was known to the rest of the world as the greatest boxer on the planet. It's all about how you talk to yourself, how you mentally talk yourself. Talk yourself into everything you want, and just talk about what you want. Talk, not giving energy to what you don't want, what you don't like. If you make your conversations, I love this, what I love about this, what I really love, you're feeding the love in your life. If you're saying, I hate this, I hate that. Obviously, who was it? Someone earlier on, was it Gregory, or someone said that they hated their job? Jeffrey, wasn't it? Jeffrey, that job wasn't stimulating, wasn't satisfying enough for you. So you're looking for something that you love more. Focus on that now. Start writing lists of what you want. Okay, this is all positive mental health. Being kind to yourself. As soon as you feel negative emotion, change it. Find loving thoughts. Let's skim through now. So yeah, I'm getting to the end. So let's So to conclude very quickly, then we go on to any Q&A. If any of you want to come on and be part of the show, ask a question. Know your future already exists because you can feel it, you can touch it. You can connect to the future of your dreams with conscious focus. You can visualize it happening now. Look to find thoughts that feel good about your future. That's the work. Start to tell the story of the future you want right now. The words optimism and hope are feeling states. They're not just words. When you say I'm optimistic, feel that optimism. Don't just say it and not feel anything. It's the feeling that is the attractive energy in the universe that will bring you more things to feel good about. You can feel hopeful if you feel optimistic. And all these emotions, positive emotions, are in the direction of love, always. It can't be towards hate or criticism or judgment or lack of. It's got to be appreciation, knowing you've got it already. When if you've asked for something big and you know it's there, even though you can't see it, you are just going to feel good. When you ask for something big and you don't believe it, you doubt it, it's going to cripple you. I've just explained my 15 years of chronic fatigue to you there, because I'm very ambitious and I literally destroyed myself through my negative thinking. I don't want anyone else to do that again. You can either enjoy life or endure life. It's your choice. But by being conscious of your thinking, you can start to enjoy it. You were smashing, Claire. That's great. Right. Any questions? Do any of you want to join, come in, or if you just want to type them in the chat, I'll answer. And let me just tell you about the next. This has been brilliant tonight. Normally I do talk to people on Zoom, but because we had so many people say they wanted to join, I've done it on StreamYard. It's a bit weird talking to myself for an hour. Engagement is good. Let me just find these. So our next, actually, I've got a private Facebook group. You're welcome to join that, and I bombard you with positivity and memes and graphics and videos, etc. every day. Join that. So it's facebook.com/group/Mr. Happiness 2000. Send me a request. Say hello when you join. The next live stream we're doing is taking place on Sunday, the 27th of February at 6 p.m. again. It's how to eliminate fear from your life. And I've chosen that because so many people are fearful at the moment because of COVID. Okay, this is our meetup group. For those of you that don't know, I think you all do. And just a bit of selfless promotion, I also teach acting, so screen acting techniques. And I do a Zoom workshops on that every month. So if any of you aspiring to be great Hollywood stars, I'm here to fully support you. Just check out my meetup group, meetup.com/DGTDS.com. That's don't go to dramaschool.com. So that's me being quiet now. So have any of you got any further questions or anything? I did send, I am on Instagram. I think it's Mr. Happiness 2000. I did send everyone that signed up for this course a message through Meetup. So with the links to all I'm on Twitter, Insta, Facebook, and I think those are there. I feel very happy after your session. That is because for an hour, I've made you focus positively. So is it, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I don't want to insult you by attempting to pronounce your name, but yeah, it's all about your mental focus. If you can find, you'll find when you watch a movie you love, you don't focus on your worries because you're fixated on what you love. It's all about mental focus, and if you can sustain the focus, you get more and more and more. Yeah, brilliant. What to do if I'm stuck in a limbo fatigue? And right, okay, I had this chronic fatigue. It's all the focus of the mind. If you don't mind, I'll put that up so people know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's about find thoughts that feel good. And when you start doing this, it's almost like when you're trying to, when you're opening a safe and trying to find the combination, it can take a while for you to find thoughts that feel good. Okay, but once you do, so do keep practicing, trying to find thoughts that get you feeling better. So much for me was when I had my fatigue was visualizing what I wanted coming in the future. There was nothing in my current reality that I found stimulating or enjoyable, or what I felt was what I wanted. So it was all future projecting, and that just changed my energy, and that just got me moving. It's almost like you can be a flat tire, and just through the focus of your mind on positivity and feeling good, you'll slowly start pumping that tire up, and that tires you. What's this? Stephen, you're a legend. I've got to share this. Oh, thank you so much. But do you know what? I've manifested this, but I've manifested it with you all, because we're all a cooperative component for this. So this is, again, we asked for this and it's happened. It's manifested. So this is much better than any books I've read. Thank you so much. No, thank you for that. That's made me feel really good. But yeah, this is the thing. When you share happiness, you benefit. I don't mind, I'll be the first to admit this, but not in a negative way. I'm very selfish. Now, having gone through 15 years of chronic fatigue, I'm very aware of how I feel. And I know it's important for me to sustain my energy and my vibrant personality. It's important for me to focus my life on what I want. And I do that. And so much of what I want is bringing other people joy, sharing happiness. And they do say to be successful, you have to want to contribute to the world. When you're in an ego state, me, that's the way to the dark side. That's Star Wars, isn't it? But it is being obsessed with the me. What can I get? You're in a state of powerlessness. Whereas when you're up the top of the scale, joy, you want to share the joy. You want to, you bring the world as much joy as you can. So no, thank you for that. So what have we got here? We've got so how can I solve my problems like career, relationships? It's the same thing. Focus on what you want. Don't take any action to begin with, but start to visualize you in a career that you want. Don't take any action. Once you get momentum going, and you'll know you've got momentum going because you'll start to feel better and better, you will suddenly find the action to take. They call it inspired action, and you would just move in the universe. Or if you are applying for jobs or whatever, you will see the job that you want. And how do you know it's the job? Because you'll feel this magnetic, like instinctive, my God, that's the job I've got to go for. So many people are just going for any old job to get them out of where they are. But if you haven't changed, you've got to think your job at the moment and you are a matching frequency. So if it's bringing you misery, that's because in that job, you're at a miserable vibration. If you can change your vibration, that job either has to improve and you'll get promoted or move department, or it will move out of your experience and another job will take its place, a better feeling job that matches your frequency. As I said before, you cannot change the world. So just stop trying to fight the world, but change you. One thing I use this is because this is easier said than done, isn't it? I know, but one thing I find humor. I just start to laugh at everything because everything is temporary. That's one big thing I've learned. Everything is temporary. I've done my CV is longer than Lord of the Rings, but I've always known what I wanted. I killed the dream for 15 years. Now I'm back on track and I've got my energy high. I know I'm moving towards it, and this is part of my dream doing this. So. Yeah, it is about changing you, changing your energy, changing your mindset to change your energy. That's the work. Um, yeah, it is. It's all about your mind, Andrew. So if I can just share that. Yeah, so many people are. I think, when I go out in the street and people are moaning, or you just have to look at people's, physique, their physicality. They're down, they're flat, they're not. There's no zing in their step. They've got no energy. It's funny where I work now. I'm surrounded by similar people. There's so much. I love going to work. That word. I said that word, love. I'm surrounded by the best people. It's amazing. We laugh a lot. That's an indicator of joy. It's hard to start when you're feeling low. It's absolutely, Bethany. Yeah, but you've got to start somewhere. So start now. You now know what to do. I had to parent myself out of it. Don't be harsh on yourself. That's one thing. That's a big thing of self-love. Just be gentle to yourself. It is what it is. You are where you are. But you now know. Think of your mind like your body is a car. But what gets the car from, say, London to Scotland? It's the driver, and it's the driver that focuses the car. Your mind is the driver. Your body is the car. Once you start getting conscious and telling the driver where to focus the car, you're in control. You can move anywhere. And it's, whether it's just finding thoughts that feel good about your immediate reality or focusing your mind on a more positive future. I'll give you a secret. A lot of English people don't like hearing this. Abraham says this, and there's a lot of awkwardness when she says this. Sexual feelings are the biggest buzzing thoughts, the ones that get you the most energized the quickest. Don't, when you're alone in the dark room or whatever, allow yourself to indulge in your sexual fantasies and you'll just feel the energy straight away. And don't deny, again, I saw Frozen at the West End last week, and that let it go song. There you go. Don't worry, I'm not going to go into the music industry or anything, as you probably guessed from my performance then. But that song, so that really hit me. It said, feel, don't conceal. How many of us do that? How many of us are denying ourselves to feel? I think that's important. We need to allow ourselves to feel and allow ourselves to feel good. If you've got favorite movies that get you buzzing, just watch them again and again and again. That's what I do. Just be really conscious of what you're doing with your time and make your time joy focused. If you can find a way to enjoy your working day, it will whiz by. And yeah, it's all about perspective. If you're focused on something without a loving perspective, it cripples you and you feel low and disconnected. It's almost like we have a flap at the top of our head. Think of this. And when we focus on love and appreciation, and it could be anything, some things are easier, like a pet dog or cat or children, teenage children, not so easy, I know. But when you focus on something, it's like the flap opens and energy pours through you. That's what happiness is. Going back to the very beginning of this, that's what makes you feel good when you're happy. You open the flap and the love energy of the universe, because we live in a loving universe, if we allow ourselves to, pours through us. And it's like, feel the force, Star Wars again. But it's open. It's do the best you can to open your flap and get the energy flowing through you. And remember, like, you're projecting these visions of your future, your desire forward. So there's a gap between your future and where you are. If you can close the crack, think in the direction, expect it, visualize. You're closing the crack, opening the flap. That's how you get happy. Okay, so we're near the end of this now. Has anyone got any other? It's brilliant that you're all having a conversation between yourself. Toxic relationships. how to, I would say, and again, this is just my opinion, but it's when you're feeling down, when you're low energy within yourself, when you've got low self-worth, I think you attract the world mirrors you, and you attract toxic relationships. And it is about raising your energy, and you can only do that by loving the world and ultimately loving yourself more. That's how those people either have to change or they gravitate out of your experience. Okay. It's all about you. It's all about you. You're in control of your happiness, you're in control of your energy state. But before, like I said at the beginning, when I was told stuff about, it's about mindset, no one clarified what mindset meant. This workshop is intended to do that. It's about you focusing your mind and consciously focusing your mind so that it works for you and you feel happy. Life starts to work for you when you're happy. Love that. Close the crack, open the flap. Yeah. Oh, is this Wayfarer in this world? Wayfarer in this world. Thank you so much for delivering this workshop. I find it very inspiring. Thank you so much. It has been amazing. What's the time? Yeah, so we can wrap up now. Okay, if any of you have got any last questions you want to ask, find out about me. You can find out more about me. You can message me through as well. How do you do this? These banner things. That's me. So I'm at mrhappiness2000.com. Remember, I do these every month. So next month's one on this date and time is eliminate fear from your life. And that is everything. Fantastic. You've joined me on Facebook. I'll look for that. Brilliant. So then I'm going to sign off now then. Have an amazing month. If any of you if you want to email me through my website, let me just put the website back up. If any of you want to email, just let me know how you're getting on. I'd love to get a conversation going with you, or put your comment on the YouTube and I'll come back to it, because obviously it flags up to me every time someone messages or posts a comment on my social media sites. I love this. It's been very strange not having anyone talk back to me, but you kind of have through the messages. Hope you all have an amazing month. Remember to love the world, love yourself, just love. And I'll see you all next month. See you soon. Take care.